Afrique Today. Web TV presents big LED screens for all your events. Make your next event unforgettable with our range of stunning LED screens, available in various sizes to suit any occasion, whether it's a birthday, wedding, or concert. Choose the perfect screen for your event. Standard, 24 panels, 142-inch. Standard, Plus, 30 panels, 170-inch. Premium, 40 panels, 185-inch. Platinum, 45 panels, 200-inch. Gold, 50 panels, 220-inch. Elevate your experience with Afrique Today, Web TV. For more information, call us at 571-612-0496 or 240-813-5665. Your event deserves...
After the debate yesterday, today is a reminder of why it is important for us to have somebody who is serious, sober-minded, and calibrated to be the president of the United States of America. Today is September 11th. September 11 is a day we will never forget because of the incidents that happened in New York, in DC, and on the outskirts of Maryland, Pennsylvania area, where a plane was brought down. Many lives were lost on that day because the terrorists saw it fit to attack the fabric of the United States of America. They thought they were going to prevail, but they did not prevail because it made America stronger. So on this day, let us remember those who sacrificed their lives for the democracy of this country, and that those who went out to defend this United States of America and also sacrificed their lives. So I call upon you all to have a moment of silence as we recognize and commemorate this day that will forever be remembered in the United States of America. Moment of silence, please. And to those who lost their lives for freedom and democracy, may their souls rest in peace. So I turn it over to you again, Fatmata, as we move to the business and the agenda today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bull. We appreciate you, and I believe those are very moving words, and you never fail to amaze in your ability to make us feel whatever it is that's happening at that particular moment. So thank you. Dr. Sharif, do you have a few words to say before I go into what we...
No, go ahead. Just go ahead.
So as you all know, we're Africans in the Diaspora for Harris-Walz, initially for Kamala Harris. We started our first meeting on July 31st, and we have been going ever since. We have had about 3,000 or so people who have registered, like yourselves, who have been interested in the fight to ensure that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are elected to be the president and vice president of these here United States of America, and ensure that Donald Trump is not, does not return to the White House. So our efforts, we believe, are gaining speed, and they are, we're coming along very well. Historically, we normally, you know, what they say about Africans and being able to come together. But I like to tell the story at the beginning so that people who are coming in here newly can understand how we're able to collaborate and come together. I woke up one day when Vice President Harris was endorsed by President Biden, I wanted to start Africans in the Diaspora for Kamala Harris as a mirror of Win with Black women and all the work they've done. And I posted it in a group created by an amazing Sierra Leone woman, WhatsApp group chat. And when I posted it on there and said, hey, I have a Facebook group called Africans in the Diaspora to organize the Africans, she said, hey, I'm working with Dr. Sharif to raise money for the Harris campaign. Why don't you guys talk? So I reached out to Dr. Sharif. And without any kind of hesitation, without trying to take ownership of anything, he said, yes, let's work together to make this happen. And here we are now. Since July 31st, we have been doing this work together. And with all of your help and support, we are here where we are. We were able to come together from different parts and create this thing that is now, we believe, going strong and can continue to go strong after the November 5th election. And I am so happy to be working with him closely and everybody else here in the entire team. So what I want to do usually is let people know, as African immigrants and as immigrants, we have a little bit of difference than most other groups, right? So we have many of our people who want to get engaged and do the thing to help this campaign succeed. But I want to go into who can vote. Citizens can vote. Permanent residents can donate. Citizens can donate. Those are the only two people who can donate. If you're a permanent resident or you're a citizen, you can donate. Otherwise, you cannot donate. But anybody, absolutely anybody can volunteer. You can knock on doors, you can make phone calls, you can write postcards, you can tell other people who can donate to donate, you can tell other people who can vote to go ahead and vote. So don't let it stop you if you don't have the ability to vote or to donate, okay? So just want to give you that little bit, and I'll let Dr. Fuad talk to you guys a little bit and give you guys a little bit of word.
Good evening, everyone. And Famata, thank you so much. And obviously, good evening to our panelists who have been with us, as well as the new memberships who are here. We obviously are the Africans in the Diaspora for Harris-Walz campaign. And obviously, like Famata said, we all got excited after Kamala Harris was tapped by Biden to represent the Democratic Party. Collectively, we start calling friends around. As you can see, Africans in the diaspora are made up of Africans from all over the continent. We have people from Sierra Leone, Guinea, Gambia, Cameroon, Ethiopia. They're all over the place, and they're all over in every state of the U.S. So it's a Pan-African movement, and we felt that individually, Africans in the diaspora have been participating in their own way, but we felt we wanted to get together and amplify the work we're doing. So obviously, it's a Wednesday night. Thank you guys for taking time off your busy schedules to join us in Africans in the Diaspora. Before I go on, for those of you who have not had the opportunity to donate to our cause, so we have a dedicated donation link that is Africans in the Diaspora for the Harris campaign. And when you do donate through our link, the Africans in the Diaspora, we get credit for that link. Don't donate to, I believe, Vote Blue or Donate Blue. That goes directly. We don't get credit for that. But if you do it through the link that we have, we'll be able to get credit for it. And obviously, we are open. We have family here, and there are Africans from all over on the continent. And I am just excited to be here for us to play our role to amplify the work we're doing. And let's just engage in this dialogue. I look forward to hearing from you guys. And especially, this is a post-debate conversation. I am excited, as you guys could tell. I'm sure all of you guys are excited. We're going to really get into the post-debate conversation and get to hear your perspective about what moved you and what's your why, what have changed your mind, what have gotten you to want to participate and knock on doors and get here tonight. So I'll hold my peace for now. We'll get to communicate. Let's hear for the rest of the other panelists.
Okay, okay,
Thank
okay.
you, thank you, thank you. Thank you
That
very
is
much.
just a taste. That's just a taste of what makes us strong as Africans is music. And music is a messenger for us, and we are able to pass on the message through this music. And right now, that song is approaching 4K views on YouTube, which is just beautiful. And I'd just like to chime in to set the tone for tonight as we speak moving forward. And we have every reason to be exuberant. We have every reason to be excited. But I'm just going to say that excitement is only for 24, 48 hours. Then we have to get into the business. But we have to talk about that because yesterday we witnessed the ultimate spanking of the big bully. The ultimate spanking of the big bully happened yesterday, and proverbially, we saw the downfall of the perceived Goliath. Our little David, in the person of Kamala, was able to put down that Goliath. We saw Kamala Harris prove to the nation and the world that she's ready, prepared to move into the White House. She was presidential, she was confident, and she was charismatic. She demonstrated not only excellence, but efficiency, and we saw the emergence of what we know would help America, and the rest of the world saw it. You know, we know as immigrants what we stand for, and it's not about eating cats and dogs. But we saw somebody who ate crow last night because they were not true to themselves. You see, we have a right to celebrate, and we must celebrate. But Joe Biden gave us the soul of America, and yesterday we witnessed Kamala Harris telling us that democracy matters, that the Constitution counts, that the rule of law is valuable, that your values and dignity are paramount, that the rights of women must be upheld, that the right of all citizens and the right of immigrants. And we know that she would prevail in these United States. As she always says to us, when we fight, we win. And we saw her demonstrating that last night. She fought and she won. And we're going to carry this momentum for the next 50-some days to the White House. So I call upon all of you as you come today to get ready to get the vote, to get ready to get out the vote, to get ready to speak about this. So I'll talk to you about my RSVP, which you would hear throughout the night. We, the panelists, and those of you who've joined us, and if you're joining us for the first time, you have to RSVP your place at the table, the Kamala Harris table at the White House. As I have stated before, if you are not at the table, you are on the menu. And Africa, for so long, we've been on the menu. Now we want to be at the table so we could prescribe democracy, human rights, and other issues for our nations as we represent them here. But the work has just begun. So you have to RSVP. The R is to register, to vote, and to encourage others to register to vote. The S is to sponsor this campaign. They need a lot of money, and for those of us in the battle state of North Carolina, she is coming here on Thursday to rally around the Charlotte area. I could feel it that North Carolina is going blue, but they need a lot of money to fight into a battle state that came in late. So I'm calling upon you on your S for the RSVP to sponsor, to put the money to support. The V is to vote as if your life depends on it. You're voting for democracy, the rule of law, values and dignity, the rights of citizens, the rights of the world, the rights of women and everybody. That's what you are voting for. And not only vote, but take people to vote. Encourage people to vote. If you have to go to the polling station 10 times to convince your friend who is on the wall, sitting and hesitating, drive and take them 10 times. That's part of your RSVP. And the P is to promote. Is to promote the Harris-Walz campaign. So as you sit here tonight, we've posted the link for you to sponsor. Let's just start with $5. $5. So everyone here present tonight, you could log in and just give $5 to start with, or $10 or $20, because you have to RSVP, because our leader is showing she is ready, and we, the followers, must show that we are ready to support her. So thank you all. Very excited, as you could tell. Goliath finally is lying down on the floor and he's not going to get up anymore. The bully must go away. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Dr. Bull.
Thank you, Dr. Bull.
Yes, there. Hey, good evening, everyone. Family, before you go on, there's Charlotte Israel I've had their hand up for a while.
Hold on, Chris. Hold on real quick.
No, sorry, I don't know how to. I didn't know that I had my hand up. Oh,
okay. Can you lower it? Okay, thank you.
Yes, there you go. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Okay,
go ahead.
great. Thank you so much. Okay, so I wanted to quickly, before I have the next person speak, just to introduce, he's not going to speak, but I want people to know that we have someone who is helping us to stream onto his platform, Alain Pierre. He's on. I don't know if he's able to put on his video so we can see him, but if he's not, that's fine. So his name is Alain Pierre. He's not speaking. But he is here to help us out, and to make sure that his audience sees what we're doing. And he has agreed to also provide us with the ability to advertise what we're going to be doing ahead of time. And so Afrique Today TV is an online stream TV that has a lot of different programming. So I just wanted to recognize him and thank him for what he is doing for us and is planning to do for us. And next, either Stephanie or Chris, they are our news folks. The people who are going at every meeting, they will be giving us updates on what's happening out there, whether it is endorsements, whether it is reporting on the polls, whatever is happening out there about this election, they will be reporting it to us. So, Chris or Stephanie, the floor is yours.
Wow. Yeah, we had prepared something to kind of put together today, but then we figured because we were going to speak about the debate, it would take up a lot of time. And I know Chris wasn't feeling well, that we would wait in the next meeting. We would update everyone on some new information. And I know I spoke with Ike too, who was going to update us on new graphics and stuff as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. I think this evening, Dr. Ford, with all the excitement from the debate, we figured the focus will be on the debate. We've got some information we'll share next week, but I think let's continue with the 24 into 48 hours of joy and just discuss what we saw last night and just keep pushing with the excitement.
Okay, since you guys have the floor, how about you tell us what you thought about the debate.
I thought it was a beatdown. The bully is afraid of. You could tell that he was afraid of Miss Kamala Harris. I think he's intimidated by smart, intelligent women. At no point in time did he ever look her in her eyes, and she was very prepared, very intelligent, and knew his trigger points. And I think it was about 5-10 minutes in, she hit him with the first one, and it was over after that. She was well prepared. And usually what I do after these debates are over, I usually go over the Fox News just to see what they're saying. And even the Fox News pundits were very disappointed. And I think from what you got, everyone's heard, they've all been doing is attacking the moderators all day today. And I heard him this morning. I think the next debate might be on Fox News, and he's already said he doesn't want. First guy's named Brett Baer, I believe his name is. They usually does the debate. He's already complained he doesn't want him, and Martha Raddatz, I believe, and he doesn't want those two Fox pundits to be moderators in the debate. So I think, yeah, they have to regroup. But what we saw last night was pretty good, very impressive. I think Kamala shocked a lot of people. Not me, but a lot of other people. And we'll see where this goes. Yeah, winning the debate there's not a guarantee that you win the election. Clinton won the debates, Hillary, but I think we're in a good place moving forward. The focus is to be those battleground states, Pennsylvania, Arizona, North Carolina, Michigan, Wisconsin. If we can get 3 out of those 2, I think we'll be good. That's my take.
Thank you, Chris. Any of the other panelists? What's your take? What's your perspective on the post debate? What's your take, guys?
I'll say my take. My take was that was a total smackdown. It was WWE in the best form. It was amazing. Leading up to the actual event, I was kind of nervous, anxious, because I was like, what is she going to do? What is she going to do? Are they going to hit her with some stuff? And I was extremely proud of the way she handled the race question. I love the way that she just had her way of needling him. And the best part of it was when she was referring to him and she did that pause about when she said this former president. That was the clincher right there, because we know what her favorite word was. And I thought she was almost going to lose it, but then she kept it together, very presidential. She did us proud. She did us extremely proud.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. I mean, obviously, she carries the collective aspirations we all have. She was not only representing herself, she was representing all of us. So we all have stake in that debate, especially prior to the debate. There were talks about she was not giving enough interviews to the media and this and that, which I'm glad she never did, because they were just looking for red meat. And she represented, and over close to 70 million people watched the debate last night. So I think that was enough exposure to the media. Mayeni, are you there?
Hello, I am.
Good evening, Mayeni.
Good evening, everyone. I was just actually I have a cousin who is visiting from Nigeria, Abuja, and we were just talking about it. So she's here visiting, and she was giving me her feedback, and she was impressed, just like all of us. And she said her exact words were, "It ended before it even started." Starting with the handshake, she's like, it ended before it even started. So I think Kamala did. I mean, she did beyond. She met expectations and in many ways beat expectations. So and this is not just about, as we know, because this is Africans in the diaspora. This is not just about the U.S., right? And we've got people looking in from all parts of the world. People who come to visit and are like, okay. Everything stops because everyone wants to watch this debate. So I was truly inspired. Now, like, now it's all about the momentum and not just, sitting back and relying on this debate, because she smashed him. I mean, she obliterated him, but, and not feeling comfortable in that space, which is what I felt that happened, amongst other things, with Hillary, right? I think now it's time to really push forward, get engaged, get on the ground, grassroots politics, and keep the momentum going, and not just sit on our laurels thinking that this debate is the end all be all. But I was super proud of her.
Excellent. Thank you, Mayeni. Adam Marine, what's your perspective of post-debate? What's your thoughts?
Good evening, everybody. So my thoughts is that, and how I pictured it is exactly how Kamala performed. Like, she's great. She's a great like she knows her thing. And she delivered like above and beyond. So she's good. The only thing we need to do right now is continue with that momentum, increase it, and just make sure that we mobilize, we talk to our family members, our friends, our community. We have to get this thing going and make sure that we get to the end. We don't want to leave everything hanging and assume that, oh, it's going to work out by itself. No, it doesn't work that way. We have to put in the work and get everybody going, moving forward until we get to the end.
Thank you. Thank you, Maureen. I believe that we have a guest. Michelle, are you on? Are you here?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Good
Hi,
evening,
everyone.
Michelle,
Good
and please
evening.
introduce yourself to our community.
Hello, I'm Michelle Ngwasan. I am the Battleground State South Pod Deputy Director. It's a very long title, for the Harris for President campaign. So very excited to be with you all this evening. And my family is from Cameroon.
I think we lost you there, Maureen. Michelle.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick update on how the campaign is going, and some next steps that we would love for all of you to take part in. So the states that I work with are Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Obviously, those are 4 really critical states in this election. Georgia has recently turned blue, and we love that. North Carolina, I heard some folks talking about North Carolina earlier. We have 2 huge rallies there tomorrow. We'll be back there next week. We'll be in every major media market in the battleground states over the next couple of days, starting a new tour. And the big thing that I tell to everyone is the rallies, the commercials, the debates, all of that stuff. It means nothing if we don't get to the polls and we don't vote. And what happens in these states is it comes down to pockets of 500, 1,000, 2,000 people in all of these different places. And the African diaspora, our community, has a chance to make a huge impact in all of these states, because there are so many of us who either are kind of engaged or sometimes vote and don't always vote. So I really encourage everyone to get involved in your states. I'm happy to follow up with Amana and send over some links for folks to volunteer, to make phone calls, to knock doors, and really talk with people about how they plan to vote, when they're going to vote, and making sure that our people really get to the polls and have that opportunity to be that impact and turn some of these states blue, keep Georgia blue, make sure we win Virginia, and make Florida competitive again. So please make sure that you come out and volunteer, and knock doors in our communities and talk to people about voting and making sure that they actually get to the polls. That's really the time of the campaign that we're getting to, where, like, the dollars are important. We want everyone, of course, to get paid, and we want commercials. But we get to the point that we, more than anything, need people to go knock doors and make phone calls and talk to voters about why this election is important and why their voice matters. So I'm going to follow up with Pamela and send over some links for everyone so they can get involved. Even if you don't live in any of those states, we still need you. There's still an impact you can make if you're not able to travel. But that's where we are in the election. We're in mid-September, and a bunch of these states, Virginia starts voting on the 20th. If not for RFK, North Carolina would have started voting last Friday. But we are at the point in the election where people are starting to vote. And it's not about the last 4 days anymore. Now it's about the last 45 days and how we get as many of our supporters to vote as possible. So that's my spiel for the evening. And I can take questions, basic questions, but I can take questions.
Thank you so much, Maureen. Michelle, sorry. Thank you, Michelle. Famat, are you there? You want to take this
I'm
over?
here.
Okay.
I'm here. Thanks a lot, Michelle. For those who don't know, Michelle has been in this field for how long, Michelle?
This is year 13, 14 in this field. I started in high school, so you're 14.
So she has gone, she knows what she's talking about. She's worked in so many different campaigns and has brought forth elected officials into the community. I've told her that I didn't even know who our congressman here was, Sarbanes, until he hired her. And because of her, the community started to know who he was. So she knows her stuff. And everything she's saying to us, we should take very seriously, because the campaign would not put her in the position she's in right now if not for her knowledge base. And, should I tell them, Michelle, your position?
Go for it.
Okay, so she has what, the second highest position for a Black woman in the campaign? Am I saying that correctly?
I am technically on payroll the highest Black woman, and like the third or fourth highest Black person on the campaign. It doesn't always feel that way, but yes.
So that just goes to show you she is one of our African sisters, and she has been moving up the ladder and has worked her way to where she is right now. And she has earned it. But she has also represented us very well and has been in the community and has not deviated. So all this to say that we have the ability to get in there. And part of what we want to do with this group is not just to get Kamala Harris elected, but to show that other Africans can get into positions that we have qualifications to get into. And we want to be able to advocate for that for our community members who have the qualifications. And so for me, yes, Stephanie, I tell her all the time, I am so proud. I cannot believe I've known her as long as I have. And, some of us are older, but she is ahead of some of, so far ahead. And we are very proud of her. So if anyone has any questions for Michelle, I see Henry Shylon. Is your hand up to ask questions, or did you have it up before?
Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Henry. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Henry Shylon in Atlanta, Georgia, and I think everyone has said what needs to be said, so I don't want to even belabor on that anymore. All I'm going to add on for last night's debate is that you never underestimate the power of a brilliant Black woman. And that's what happened to Donald Trump, and he gets squashed. And last night, I was the happiest man on the planet just to see that, because I believe that's the first time I have seen Trump on the defensive, where it was confused, he didn't know what to do. So that was great. However, I think I passed on some information to Dr. Sharif with regards to a graphics that I did for the Harris campaign. And I did that before for the Biden and Harris, but unfortunately it didn't go through because Biden is out now. But it's good to let you guys know that I sent a copy of the printing to Biden, and he responded with a big thank you. Now that he is out, I had to do another one now for Harris and Walz. So I put one together and I sent it to Dr. Sharif. Unfortunately, I'm on the road, so I couldn't send it out. But it goes like this. H is for highly, A, accomplished, R for reliable, R, reformer with impeccable skills. Harris. Highly accomplished, reliable reformer with impeccable skill. Walz. Warm-hearted, amazing leader with zest. And I created a nice together that I put forward and I sent to Dr. Sharif, and hopefully I can share it to the group. I'm trying to put everything together either for a t-shirt, mug, or magnets.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Anyone else has any questions for Michelle? Or comment for Michelle for what she presented? Okay, so are we ready to do this?
Martha, hi. I just had a
Yes,
comment. Michelle, hi. Hey, Michelle, thank you so much for the great work you're doing and representing our community. My name is Ike. Question, well, just I'm not sure whether it's a question or just a comment on this title, was to ask whether in your strategy that you guys are rolling out, because Fatmata and I had this conversation earlier on, is there a plan to reach out to university students of African descent in those battleground states where you guys are working on? Because there are a lot of college students who have registered on their campuses to vote, but if they're not motivated, just like any regular teenager, they'll just back down and might not show up. So is there a strategy in place to reach out to the university's students at Chapel Hill in North Carolina or any of the battleground states? Thanks.
Yeah. So we have a campus organizing program in each of those states, including North Carolina. North Carolina offers us a really great thing. Their voting laws are very difficult, but one thing they do have is, we call it one-stop early vote, where you're able to register and vote the same day. And that's really what we're pushing folks to do. Actually about 20 college campuses have early vote sites on campus. And there are over 50 universities in North Carolina. I'm using them as the example. It's a huge part of our program there. They have more universities in the state than I think anywhere except maybe California. About 50 campuses, you can actually use your college ID to vote. So we are putting a huge emphasis on our youth engagement and getting college students out to the polls and making sure that they know that they can use their ID. There's a couple of places employees at the campuses can use their IDs as well. And for the campuses where they have an early vote site on campus, really working on encouraging our staff to say, like, during that early vote period, hey, I just need you to walk right over to the student union or whatever building it is and go vote right now with your college ID. So really emphasizing urgency. And in terms of the different communities on campuses, our region has the most HBCUs in the country. I went to an HBCU, as did my mom when she came to the US. We are Howard University grads, much like the vice president. So we know that a lot of folks in our community go to HBCUs, and we know that a lot of our schools have international populations. So we are going to work to make sure that folks who are eligible to vote, they're 18, they have their student ID. We want to make sure that they understand how they can vote and the easiest way to do it. Every study that I've seen has shown that when you have someone who either hasn't ever voted or isn't consistent in voting, the easiest way to get them back to the polls is to encourage them to do the easiest way. HU is to encourage them to do the easiest way to vote. So in all of our states, we are emphasizing for people, like, if the easiest way to vote is to go to same day vote registration, early vote, go do that. So we're using that on our campuses as well, but our states have robust campus programs where we've had Justin Jones, who was one of the state senators in Tennessee, who was removed from office and elected back in. We've had him visit campuses. When the vice president was in Georgia and Savannah, one of the speakers was the student body president for Savannah State. We have some folks tomorrow who are going to be from our colleges and universities in North Carolina. So we are very much emphasizing the youth vote and know that they have to be engaged and encouraged to vote, and that we have to push them to vote as early as possible and just get it done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ike. So, Ike, I'm going to get back to you. What was your take on the debate? I'd like to hear from you, Ike.
I think everybody has said it all.
What was your take on the debate? What do you have to say about the debate last night?
Highly impressed by the vice president. I think one of the first things I was nervous about was how she was going to handle former President Trump's antecedents and all that funny stuff, you know. But she was very calm. I saw the prosecutor and her come out, you know. She handles herself well. She was very, very presidential in her delivery. And I like the fact that there was a balance between attacking him and staying on message. Most guys can't do that. Either they get rattled by the whole mess, you know, and they lose focus of actually that whole audience of speaking to the whole country at the same time, or speaking to the world, actually. And she was able to do both at the same time. It's like walking and chewing gum, you know. So she was able to attack him when she had to attack him, and then turn around and look at the Americans in the eye and say, it's all about you. I thought that balance showed a lot of leadership qualities. It showed the soundness of her mind and the brilliance of the individual. For me, that was where it was a classic display of authority and power. The time she actually called him a disgrace was my highlight. This is something I've always wanted to say to Donald Trump to his face and say, man, you're such a disgrace. Gosh. And I had someone speak on my behalf on that day. So I made a donation after that just because she called him a disgrace. And with all due respect to the former president, he is such a disgrace to the country. I listen to BBC a lot. I listen to Sky News in the UK a lot. And they were just having a good laugh throughout the whole time. So well done to the vice president, and well done to all of us who are supporting her. Thank you. Mata, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to hear from somebody else. Maureen, have you given us? We can't hear you speak.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I gotta unmute. I already gave my
okay. I stepped in for a minute. Okay. Who has not given us a feedback on what they thought about last night and what it meant to you?
Don't be shy. We'll start calling people out.
Are you all shy? Really? Okay. Nicole, tell people what you thought.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Nicole Yukitiedi. I mean, yesterday I was really happy because the Vice President Kamala Harris showed first of all she was professional and Donald Trump wasn't. So everybody in my house was clapping, and I think we're gonna win in November the 5th. So we did really good yesterday. That's the thing I want to say. And I was trying to add again if Michelle can share the number to Fatimata, and we can reach her so we can have before the election as well. Thank you.
Okay. Fuad, did you give us what you thought? I know you were
I mean, obviously, it looks like everything has been said. I mean, from my personal research, for those people who I have researched and know Kamala, I mean, obviously, I'm biased. She went to Howard University. I went to Howard University, so I wasn't surprised at all. She's a bison, and that she is excellent. I mean, when you go to Howard, all you see is smart Black women. Chris and some of those, Michelle, you went to Howard, you see it. I mean, they're all over the world. People from all over Africa, all over the Caribbean, all over the US, you meet them at Howard. So to me, there's no woman that goes to Howard and regarding their capacity to deliver that surprises me at all. That didn't surprise me, but there are lots of people underestimated her capacity to deliver as a prosecutor, and I believe she really prosecuted that debate. And I mean, I was speaking to Dr. Heisey Bull yesterday, and he was telling me he has never. I mean, most people are telling me they have never seen such a good debater in the presidential campaign, and it was just impressive to see.
Yeah, to add that, I know Nicole just asked where she can help. I've been posting information on the chat. There's a link there. Just go in and put your zip code, and it will pull up where the nearest campaign office is, and you can stop there. You most of these offices, you can go in for like 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. You can pick slots whenever the events, and you can just go help. And that's a way to start getting your hands involved, getting involved.
Okay.
So
I don't see. That's why, Christopher. I don't see any chat. I don't know why.
You don't see the chat?
Probably put it on the Q&A.
It doesn't mean
because they may not see it because they are not panelists. They don't see it. So you may have to change their.
Yeah, so you need to, Chris, when you put it in, make sure it's to everyone.
It's to everyone.
Instead of panelists. Yeah, make sure it's to everyone, and then.
Okay, let me change that then. Yeah.
Change it, yes. So there's a hand up. There's a Ruth Bokwi.
Yeah, I see Ruth and Isaac. So Ruth, you're first.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, what I noticed yesterday, it appears that the expectation on Kamala was much higher than that of Trump. After the debate, the polls kept saying, people kept saying she did not have a plan. She did not have a plan. She should tell us more about what she's, itemized or stated. But Trump had absolutely no plan. So it came across as if the expectations from Trump was lower and that of Kamala was higher. Of course, we know the reason why. She's Black, and then she's a woman. So people keep expecting much. But overall, as a supporter, we all saw how excellent she was and how great she was. For me, as a Black woman, just like what Dr. Sharif said, coming from Howard University in 1982, I was very, very proud of her. One, as a Black woman, and secondly, from the school we all went to. I think there was no lower expectation from any Black woman. It happened that she represented us, and she represented us well. So I, like everybody else, donated right after her speech. And I think anytime we see things that are great done, we should immediately contribute. So we don't contribute just once or twice, because those advertisements cost money, and we want to keep her, pocketbook flowing so that she can be able to do her advertisements.
So when everybody is donating immediately, please donate to our link.
Excellent.
Please donate to all. I keep hearing people saying I donated immediately, but you're not using our link.
So everyone here, please, we Africans in the diaspora, we have a dedicated donation link through the campaign. When you donate through that link, that money doesn't come to me or Famato or Chris or Maureen. It goes directly to the campaign. But the importance of donating through Africans in the diaspora link is because we get the credit.
As Africans in the diaspora.
Africans in the diaspora, because I know individually we all are donating, but it's important that that donation comes through our donation link. So the link is on the chat box. So when you do donate there tonight, $5, $10, $50, $100. Please donate there so we can collectively get that credit to amplify our efforts. So it's important just to segue on that, Ruth, and thank you.
Yes, and Dr. Sherry, can I make a suggestion?
Yes, please.
In the heat of the moment, we're donating to what pops up immediately. So is there a way you guys can follow up with some text messages? Right, I'm 65. So if I see something, immediately I go in and donate. And it's because I might not remember or even think at that moment that I should be going back to the Africans in the diaspora. So if there's a way you guys can follow up with text messages to donate, maybe that will be helpful if it's not too much to ask. What do you think?
Well, thank you for that. I believe we're going to start sending. We have all your emails. We will send that donation to your email as well. Probably it's there already. If you go back there, you see it.
Yes.
But I believe we will resend that to your emails. But before you leave here tonight, it will be in the Q&A as well as the chat box.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sharif, for that one. I think just like Ruth, I just responded to the first thing that I saw. So my bad. Ruth, I think you and I should go back and donate again using the right channel. And that one will now go towards Africans in diaspora. What do you think, Fatmaza?
Yes, I will. I think I've donated once or twice through here, but I should go to where they are suggesting. You're right.
Yeah, thanks, Ruth.
Thank you
Ruth
so very much.
Ruth and I will donate, and we ask everyone else to do the same, please. Whatever it is, just dip your hands in your pockets. Just that extra $5, $10, $100, $1,000. There's someone out here who can afford it. We just want to make sure that we go to the right channel this time and donate on behalf of the Africans in the Diaspora platform. Thank you so much.
And we have a goal to get 1,000 donors.
Okay.
And all donors, it makes a difference. The ocean is made up of little drops of water, and that ocean is so powerful. So we are the little drops, and we need to drop it.
Okay.
Little by little. So let us start tonight to make that contribution and let us support this campaign. We don't want to regret that our $5, our $10 did not get there in time to make a difference. And as somebody stated, we need to bring out the votes. We need to start talking to people. We should be the embodiment of this campaign. We should live it, we should breathe it, we should dream it, we should act it. So let us do it. It's only 45, 50 days to go. It's a sacrifice for democracy. It's a sacrifice for the rule of law. When you think about Project 2025, you should just don't go to sleep anymore. Project 2025 is enough to scare you to say, I have to do everything to change Project 2025, because our Project 2025 is a President Kamala Harris. We don't want any other Project 2025. So we need the money, we need the donation, we need the small donors to, in the end, say, we Africans in the diaspora, 1,000 small donors made a difference, and that would put us at the table. We want to be at the table, and we are at the table right now. And we are sitting at the table in this session right now. So we need to do it. So just do it.
Thank you, Dr. Bull. Let's see, we have other hands. I think Isaac and then Michelle. Can you hear me, Isaac?
Yeah, from my time, you have you now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. My takeaway from the debate, yes. First of all, I want to thank you, Dr. Sharif, and all the key people that's making us to be able to find our way on the table. But my takeaway from the debate was that when Kamala said, you are not running against Joe Biden, you are running against me. It was to establish herself and tell Donald Trump that you always dismissing women, but you have a strong woman in front of you, and she will prosecute you all the way to the election. So I was very, very excited that she made that distinction, that a woman, and we are ready to make the first woman, Black woman, Asian American woman, the first president of the United States. So that was my takeaway, and I just want to thank everybody. I'm so excited to be on, and I'm enjoying the momentum as we march towards November 7th. Thank you all. I can see my beautiful wife out there. Thank you for the, Stephanie, thank you for the encouragement to be in this movement.
All right, you're making Stephanie blush. Come on, guy. You're making her blush. Michelle?
I unfortunately have to hop since the work never ends, but I did want to leave y'all with one thing, because I know some folks mentioned polls earlier. I was looking at a poll for North Carolina, and it showed that the president or the vice president is up by 3 points, which is great. And then when you look at who they polled about 991 people. These are 991 likely voters, 200 and I believe 40 of which are not currently registered to vote. When they interview people after the election, they'll go back to these same people, and some of them have not voted, and they will ask them, why didn't you vote? And the number one thing that people say as the reason they didn't vote is that they didn't have a plan. That the day got away from them and they thought they were going to vote, but they saw that she was up in the polls and they figured they're one person, they didn't have time, it'll be okay. And that's how we lose states by 2 points. So, like, the polls are important. I also tell folks polls don't vote. Polls are just a capture in time. So, like, we've got to get folks out there. We've got to make sure people vote. We've got to get people to the polls, because that makes the difference on election day, is how many people go and cast their ballots. So thank all of you for the work that you're doing, for being engaged, for watching the debate. I didn't even get a chance to watch the debate. I just picked up the clips. And I hope that I will see all of you on the campaign trail in the next 55 or so days that we have left. But thank you all for being here and for being engaged and excited to support the Vice President.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for making the time. I know how busy you are. Looking over, did you tell everyone how many states you have oversight over?
Yes, just the 4, to just Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. So the south part of 95, not including South Carolina, unfortunately. we'll get South Carolina there eventually.
So Michelle has offered to also help us in our quest to take trips to either to Pennsylvania and organize something in North Carolina and Georgia. She has offered to help with giving us access to the campaign on the ground in those states to make sure that we have the proper universe. I don't know if everybody will understand what that means, but basically the proper areas of where we can go door knock or some people say canvas, and the list of people to canvas, whether we're going to target African immigrants, and if we are, it can help us determine what areas they live in, and then we can do a targeted campaign to get that demographic out to vote. So Michelle has offered to assist in all that, and so we're getting a lot of help, right, Fuad?
Correct. And I'm glad, Michelle, thank you for that support. And obviously, thank you, Fatmata. So we have about 42 people on this call, now 41. We had 45 initially. If our goal is to galvanize the African community, the African is in the diaspora in those battleground states. I know, Michelle, you're only responsible for probably two of them. You said North Carolina and Georgia. Although Florida and Virginia, but the battleground states, obviously Arizona, Arizona and Nevada, North Carolina, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. We're trying to get Africans in the diaspora to get, if we could raise about, or if we could get come up about between 15 to 30 people from the DC Metro to go to PA and help out. People from North Carolina, 20 to 30 people. People from Georgia, 20 to 30 people. Let's commit ourselves. Try to reach out to 5 or 10 other people to get, let's really go there and do this work. Because at the end of the day, you can raise all the money. I mean, money don't vote. Money just buy ads and do all the logistics. But you need people to go out there and make plans to vote and vote. So we're working on it, Michelle. Is any way you can help support us to achieve that goal, so we can get this group together to go into some of those battleground states that I just talked about. So I'm glad you talked about that. I'm glad you talked about that financial as well.
In North Carolina, we're ready. We are waiting, and I think we'll be able to pull a team in North Carolina. And there are several folks from North Carolina right now on this call as I speak. And so we could pull together the logistics in the metro area of Charlotte and Durham, Raleigh. We just need the support to get materials to do the work. And, we have a little network to connect with Africans in the diaspora, and we will do it. We are committed with or without materials. So whatever you could provide us, Michelle, and contact us, we will definitely do the work. So thank you.
Of course, I will connect Famata with the political directors for both North Carolina and Georgia after this call, and as well as with any of the other battleground states that folks want to get connected with. But thanks again. I do have to hop, and I'll follow up with folks after. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle, and continue your hard work. You have all our supports, and congratulations.
Thanks, Michelle. Have a good night.
So, like Dr. Bull always say, I mean, he always want to know, obviously, your name, what state you are in, which part of the continent in Africa you're from. So, if any of you guys fall in any of that 7 battleground states, or you can still share your state you're in. Obviously, the 7 battleground state of interest are Arizona, Nevada, North Carolina, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Share that information. We're trying to put a team together to go and do the support. Some people might only do phone banking. You might not be able to get out there, and you could still do phone banking from home. If you could come out and do canvassing, you could do that. But let's go and get that work done. She's not going to win without this work. And we know our communities are in the caring communities. Sometimes people have to work. Those who might have to work on election day, we have to find ways that they could do absentee ballot or early voting. Engage them and find a way if they have a plan of what it is they're going to do. Are they going to vote the day of the election, or they're going to have an absentee ballot? Let them have a plan. Let's have those conversations. Those are our people. We can have conversation with them.
We have a few hands up. We have Cordelia and we have Charlotte.
Yeah, hello.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, my name is Cordelia. I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so I'm in one of those battleground states, and I'm very excited to be here, and would like to know. I wanted to ask questions on how do we. I have quite a bit of a network here in the African community, and wanted to know how do we go about mobilizing the group or groups of people to both. I found that amongst our youth, they're not even registered to vote. I went to a function a few weeks ago and had 30 young people who were over 18, and only about 10 out of the 30 had registered to vote. So that's one of the things we're committing to now. That I'm personally committing to for the voter registration drive within the African community here, particularly in Milwaukee, and then probably extend it to other parts of Wisconsin if it's possible. But I wanted to know: is there any framework that you already have to reach out to people? How do I get the groups, short of creating a group myself, how do I get people particularly to donate money, those who can afford it, and then also to register to vote?
Okay.
Wow.
So as you can see, we have the donation link. You connect with us, and we will provide you with the donation link whenever you need it. We have a sheet, a form that you can choose where you want to canvass, whether one of the 7 battleground states, or if you just want a phone bank. And it's a Google sheet, Google form that you fill out, and we'll get the results of those, and we'll be creating lists of people depending on where they want to go. And if you're already living there, so you're in Wisconsin, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we would want to have somebody on the ground be sort of the team captain. So the team captain is the person that we will be connecting with the political director that Michelle is going to connect us with on the ground. And that person is going to work with the political director and your community, use that form to see, to have people sign up to register, to work with you there, the state you're in. And the political director from the party will cut what they call the turf. So the turf is the area where you go to do the canvassing. So we can have a conversation with them, whether we just want to target the African immigrant community. If we don't have enough numbers of that, then something else that your group can do to assist, from targeting other demographics that they may need to reach, but they need the bodies to do the door knocking. But the first priority, I think, probably be to target our community members to vote in the individual states.
Yeah, they're the lower hanging fruit that we can get.
Because they will be happy to get somebody who looks and sounds and speaks their language to come to their door. So like you will be the captain in Wisconsin, Dr. Bull will be the captain in North Carolina, Stephanie will be the captain in Georgia, right? So yes, you. So we so we have all that. We don't have anyone here that I know of from PA. Anybody from Pennsylvania? Anyone from PA?
There was a gentleman that in Pennsylvania was here last week. We just have to reach out to him. We have his email, I believe. So I want to just follow up with Cordelia. I mean, once again, thank you so much for joining tonight. And I don't think we have any member from our panelists from the state of Wisconsin. So Cordelia, if you want to join what we're doing, we're all volunteers. If you have any set of skills to kind of help with technology or social media or anything else, you have kids or anyone that can help.
Or writing.
Or writing.
Writing, yes. Although I'm a CPA, but I do grant writing. So writing, I can try.
We need help with press releases and things like that. Yes, no?
I don't know. I'm not an expert, so
irrespective, we would like for you to be part. I mean, you have a community in Wisconsin there. We'd like for you to be the captain, and we want you to be one of us. So
certainly.
Really, spread the word and create your own thing there. So we'll be able to support what you're doing and everything else that Fatmata talked about.
Yeah, certainly. I'll be happy to. I'm the president of the African Stakeholders Group here in Wisconsin. So
perfect.
we have a good network.
Please email us your information because we don't want you to put it in the chat. Email us. You see our email address, Ms. Wambu, we just put it in there. Africans United 0721@gmail. Please send us an email with your information.
Okay.
And I see Laura Waniki Lyman. You are in Arizona. Do you want to unmute?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is a huge battleground. I want to say good opportunity for you guys to be very active here. I do want to first of all commend the debate yesterday. Presidential candidate Kamala was phenomenal. She debunked all the stuff that had been said out in the past. She was very presidential, looked presidential. I'm very proud of her as a minority woman participating in this debate and potentially becoming our next president. And I'm also very proud of her as a vice president. There are some issues in Arizona that are a little different, I would believe, based on my opinion. There's a lot of independents in this state that do not sit either Democratic or Republican. And because of that, I think a lot of them are also looking towards her policies around immigration. We're a huge immigration issue state. Women's health, because we've had issues around healthcare here as well, and the economy. So one of the things that would be really beneficial is to really get out the word on how to register and vote, because in Arizona, you do have to prove you're a citizen. It's not where you just kind of go and do all that kind of stuff. So a little more step in there. So I think it would be nice to have nice, coherent messaging on how to register, first of all, and how to vote. And also, as Kamala pushes out her material on what her policies are around those three big areas: the economy, women's health, and immigration. So a lot more coming back to us would be helpful as well. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not sure where I'm at in supporting at this point, but I will say I've been here for 25 years. I've worked here for 15 years as an economist in the state of Arizona, helping work out policy issues around transportation, how to grow the economy with every entity in the valley, in the state. So I'm very familiar with the mechanisms. I know the Democratic Party also has a movement here. I was wondering if we're going to be able to liaison with them as you move forward, liaison with your Democratic partners on the ground here, if that's how you want to do it, or are you non-partisan at this point, just getting out the word to vote and put out information out there?
No, so that's maybe you didn't hear. What we said was that Michelle, who just gave from the Harris-Walz campaign, will be helping us coordinate with the campaign's political director in the different battleground states, which will include Arizona. So what we're looking for is a captain in each state, like yourself, either in the state or in regions within the state, because these states are huge. So if there's more than one of you who live in the state and in different parts of the state, it's an opportunity for us to be able to link up with campaign directors or political directors for the campaign on the ground. So that means if you're willing to, be our captain and join the planning group and the planning team to be our captain out there, and work with us and work with Michelle and the campaign on the ground, connect you with them to make sure that we get out the vote to vote for Kamala Harris. But that's only if you're, I know sometimes people join these calls, but they're like independent. They're not sure where they want to go. And so I'm hoping that you are all in with Kamala Harris.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
Yes, I am. But I will tell you, like I said, in Arizona, you need to bring the independents into that fold. So the messaging is something I can help with if that's something of interest. I'm not sure I want to be captain as yet because that's a huge role, but I'm willing to support and help. I don't know who else here is in Arizona in the group, but we're a big group here of people from Africa. We're a pretty huge group.
Okay, so if you know anybody in Arizona who is very much engaged in the political environment over there and they're African immigrants and or willing to be captain and mobilize the African community, please refer them to us so that we can work with them, even if it's 2, 3, 4 of them that's needed around the state, so we can work with them and connect them with the political directors for the campaign on the ground.
Yeah, thank you. And I apologize, I didn't come in early into the meeting. I was invited by someone from Washington, D.C. last minute, but I do know a lot of people here in the right place. So I'm going to look around and see how much I can help with getting a good team on the ground.
Thank you very much. And can you do me a favor and send us an email to the email? Maureen, can you put it back in on the chat? And send us
African United 0721. Thank you. I got it. Thank you.
Perfect. And
Did
yes,
someone else have their hands up?
I see Charlotte and Isaac have, I don't know if it's from before. Is something new?
That's from before.
Okay.
We have Charlotte.
And Alan has his hand up, or he didn't have his hand up. That was an accident. Do you have your hand up, Alan?
Charlotte's hand has been up a long time.
Who, Charlotte?
Yes, I have my hand up.
Go ahead, Pastor Israel. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Good.
Well, first of all, yesterday was just a phenomenal day for Kamala. I am African-American, Sierra Leonean by DNA. Okay, so that's how I found myself there. I have a couple of things that I wanted to address because I actually am from New York. I grew up around Donald Trump. Okay, so, when my parents came back from Germany and I was about 6 years old, we were some of the ones who were discriminated against by Trump properties and also Levittown properties and all of that. I'm very familiar with Donald Trump. Okay, very familiar with him. My concern that I have, okay, first of all, we need to also be educating people, yes, to vote for Kamala, but we also need to vote for all the Senate and all of the all of the other people. People need to understand that, because getting Kamala in office with a Republican Senate and a Republican House, she will be a one-term president, because they already, here's plan A. Plan A is Trump in the White House. Plan B is if we can't get Trump in the White House, then we're going to take the Senate and the House to make sure she is a one-term president. Okay. Part of that, even if she does win, what has to be a concern is what's going on with the certification of the elections. I work with a few of the politicians here. I don't want to, say any names or anything, but I know little dirty tricks and schemes. Okay, let's put it that way. Okay, and so, it is important that she win by not only a large amount, but Okay, we also have to get in, we need people to volunteer as poll workers also. We need people, okay, to find out in your state how elections are certified and who's doing the certification. Because if certain districts do not certify the results, the election results are held up. And that is part of the plan also. Everybody is, so upset about Project 2025. I looked at Project 2025 and I said, oh, this is Jim Crow. I lived through Jim Crow. Okay. I in the South, when we came to the South, had to drink out of other water fountains. Making America great again means going back to a time when Blacks did not have the right to vote. Women did not have the right to vote. Okay, so all this is trying to bring things back to what they perceive is the way of life that they are missing. Okay, so we need to understand the stakes of this are to take us backwards into a time, okay, where we didn't have rights. Reproductive rights is not just about reproductive rights, because it opened the door to voting rights. It opened the door to a lot of other rights that we have right now. And so these things are very important for people to understand. They need to understand the issues. Trump is a white male. Okay, he will have people vote for him because he is a white male, period. Okay, when I heard that, people are still, well, Kamala didn't have a plan or whatever, I'm listening to the plan, okay, that she gave. But once again, when you have a Black woman and a white male, they will, because this is America, people, okay, they will always choose to gravitate towards one. So we've got to be very clear with, I would love to see a cheat sheet. And that cheat sheet is, this is what the issues are, so that we can answer people when they ask us, not only what is her plan, but this is how we're going to go about doing it. A cheat sheet would be very great for everyone to come out, so that we could give people not only her plan, but details of that plan also, because they are asking those questions now. They will ask 300 times more questions of Kamala than they ever would of Trump, because he has no plan, yet they're still going to vote for him. Okay, so, it is very important also that we donate through this link, because we want a seat at the table. And when we get a seat at the table, it will not just be looking at votes, but it'll be looking at dollars that went into this campaign. So it is so important to get people to donate through that link, so that they can see we're not just all talk, but we put money towards this also, so that we can get a seat at the table for our nations also, once she is, inducted as president and everything. Last thing, let's see, check your registration status. All right, that's very important. If you are already we're putting a push on new registrations. I went to check my registration status. I just moved into a new place. I registered and everything. And it's like, lo and behold, how come my registration status is not current? I've been voting since 1988 down here in Florida. And this is the first time that I've had a problem with registration, but I moved to an all red county. Mm-hmm. Okay, so as I say, it will be too late on November 5th to go vote and find out that what you thought you were registered, you aren't registered. So everyone needs to check their status now while there is still time to make any adjustments or any changes on the records to make sure they are eligible to vote, because people are purging. They are purging voter rolls. And this is very important, because if we can't win one way, okay, we'll win another way. And like I said, don't get there November 5th and find out you are unable to vote. So make sure everyone checks the status. When you're asking who they're going to vote, ask them to check their status. Okay, also with that. And I think that's all that I have on my list with that.
Thank you so much.
That you used on us last night.
Thank you. Thank you,
so much.
Pastor Israel. I think you said all of the important points. Obviously, it's important that Kamala wins, but it's also important that the Democrats win the House and the Senate, because without that, without the Senate or the House, she can't pass any laws. She can't sign any bills. All right. And that's the permanent things that we need for her to sign bills that could affect change. So you've said it all. And obviously, our goal in Africans in the diaspora is obviously to go out there and educate our people on what's important. And you've talked about all some of what's important, and that's what we've been trying to do for the last 6 weeks on this group and reaching out to our people. And now we are on the next phase to getting on the ground, going over their canvas and talking to our people to make sure they're registered to vote, make sure they understand the issues, make sure they know what's at stake. So finally, the donation link is there for those who have not donated. The link is there for those who want to join us and be part of the panelist group. The email is there. Send us an email. We will reach out to you to get you on board. We need all the help we can. We're all volunteering. We're all busy, but we all collectively know this is important, and we all have stake in the game.
Let me get Alan in. He's the one doing our live stream to his online television station.
Can I say something real quick? We also have to remember that the date for registration ends October 7th.
Depends on what state, right?
Nope, that's just registrations. So we have to take that into consideration as well. But I'll double check if it's by state. But as far as what I can see, that's the official date.
It's state by state, because here in Maryland, we have same day registration. So you can register the same day and vote the same day if you've never registered before. That is, if you've never ever registered, you can register the same day and vote the same day. So let's we'll probably have a link where you can go check your voter registration deadlines for early voting and then election day voting. Alan, go ahead real quick.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Peter.
I see Ike, your mic is off.
Yeah. I get excited when I hear anything about graphics, communications, and this kind of stuff. So, Pierre, where are you located? Oh, okay. So you're in the neck of the woods. Okay, great. All right. But Marta, let's communicate with him. Stephanie, my newfound friend. The team is ready to go, so we'll add Pierre to that. Yeah, as part of our team. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And Ms. Charlotte, if you don't mind, I would love to connect with you about doing the cheat sheet and some historical background on things. I would really love for you to join us if you have the bandwidth to do that, because I think historical references are very important. And as we get new people that join the meetings, it'll be great to have a little bit of historical information for us to understand, as many of us may not necessarily know what is at stake sometimes, because again, many of us did not grow up within the Black American community. And so there's certain things that we may not always get. And so Project 2025, the explanation of that and what the impact could be would be great to hear from somebody who may have firsthand knowledge, if you don't mind, Ms. Charlotte.
Yes, and Dr. Sharif and I already worked together on several projects, so he knows how to reach me.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Charlotte.
Miss Fatmata.
Yes, Ms. Ruth.
Just one correction. I was at the Board of Elections yesterday. In my hand, I have 2024 presidential election save the date in Maryland, general election voter registration deadline, Tuesday, October 15th, 2024.
Yes, they have a voter registration deadline, but new voters can vote same day. So if you are registered to vote and say you need to change your address or whatever, you have until that day to do the change. They do have a quote unquote registration deadline, but you have same day registration in Maryland.
Okay.
So guys, if the plan always is for us to close then at 10 o'clock. Fatmata, Dr. Bull, any of the panelists, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
So let's have Dr. Bull do his quick, because it's 10:06 already, so it has to be really fast and quick on people putting in their information. You do it, Dr. Bull.
Okay, well, thank you so very much. And as we close, thank you all for participating. We'd like to know where you're coming from, what state you're from, what country you're from, so that we could connect. So please, 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 as we end the session, go ahead and do that. And I'll leave you with the song. As Africans, music speaks to us. So thank you very much.
Hold on for the song, Dr. Bull. So we want to say, I don't know, Fawad, if you want to say thank you to the group and everybody who came. We want to end it with a thank you.
Again, good evening, everyone. Obviously, thank you for our panelists for taking time off their busy schedule. Thank you for all the participants that join us. And this is Africans in the Diaspora. We want to have a collective voice so we can amplify our interest. And thank you guys for being here. We know how busy we are, but this is important, and that's why we're here.
So look out for email with the link to register or to sign up for the different state canvassing and or phone banking. We really need your help, and we really need your help with donations and fundraising. And as Dr. Bo said earlier, we're looking for 1,000 people grassroots fundraising for this campaign. We don't have much time left. So thank you everyone for being here. We really appreciate you. We're open to all and every help that we can possibly get. Dr. Bo, take us away with a nice song.
Afrique Today. Web TV presents big LED screens for all your events. Make your next event unforgettable with our range of stunning LED screens, available in various sizes to suit any occasion, whether it's a birthday, wedding, or concert. Choose the perfect screen for your event. Standard, 24 panels, 142-inch. Standard, plus, 30 panels, 170-inch. Premium, 40 panels, 185-inch. Platinum, 45 panels, 200-inch. Gold, 50 panels, 220-inch. Elevate your experience with Afrique Today, Web TV. For more information, call us at 571-612-0496 or 240-813-5665. Your event deserves the best. Choose Afrique Today Web TV for exceptional LED screen displays.
Salut madame, salut monsieur, je suis Alain Pierre et je suis très heureux de vous retrouver ici pour vous présenter le LCD écran que vous voyez actuellement derrière moi. Alors ce LCD peut être installé dans votre backyard pour vos anniversaires, vos mariages ou tout autre événement que vous voulez organiser. Alors comment faire pour installer ça chez vous? Il vous suffit d'appeler les numéros que vous voyez en bas de mon écran. Alors on viendra chez vous, on vous installera cela. Alors ce LCD, il n'est pas rien qu'installé, il est accompagné de la production que Afrique Today vous propose. Nous vous proposons donc une production digne de son nom, de ce nom-là. Alors ne tardez pas, c'est un LCD. Ce que vous voyez là actuellement avec moi, ce n'est que le petit modèle. Il y a le grand modèle qui est 2 fois que celui que vous voyez derrière moi. C'est l'innovation que nous apportons ici au niveau de la communauté. Alors contactez-nous, venez très nombreux et votre fête sera très belle. Je m'appelle Alain Pierre, on se retrouve très bientôt.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the rich tapestry of African culture. ACCDF and AAG proudly present the 13th Annual Festival Panifest in Montgomery County, Maryland. Join us on Saturday, September 21st, 2024 from 12 noon to 10 p.m. It's a day filled with unforgettable experiences that celebrate our African heritage. Our theme this year is I Love African Heritage. We've prepared an exciting lineup of activities for you, starting with the Royal Parade at 1 p.m., live performances, African cuisine, a fashion show, arts and crafts, Zumba and vendors. For more information, call Dr. Sindri 202-299-7882, Miss Braidline 202-409-3596. Don't miss out on the 13th Annual Festival Panifest in Montgomery County, Maryland on Saturday, September 21st, 2024 at 1 Veteran Place, Silver Spring, Maryland. Join us for a day of joy, love, and unity. See you there. Media partner for this event is Afrique Today.
Afrique Today, the best of digital TV.